Let's do this.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for doing this. I wanted to reach out to students and talk about what they have been going through throughout this pandemic and what uncertainties they have been dealing with. So the first thing that I have seen is that during this pandemic we have seen an increase in anxiety with everyone, whether it's children or adults or even our grandparents, because this was something that was not expected that would happen. Nobody even saw in their wildest dreams that we would have to deal with this kind of situation. So I would like to ask the first question, that how would you suggest us to deal with anxiety?
That's a lovely question, Aavriti. The first thing we have to understand is that when we are born as human beings, we are blessed with all emotions. Emotions are like the rainbow. We can't pick and choose. We can't say that, oh, I am only going to feel happy, so I'm going to only live in a life that's yellow. Imagine how that world will look like. So we are blessed with a plethora of emotions: happiness, sadness, joy, excitement, nervousness, anxiety, jealousy, envy. Those two are separate emotions. We have all of these emotions, and the best way to live your life is to accept that these are a part of your human experience and never run away from them.
Since you were discussing about this, I would like to hear from the students present here that I'm sure you must have also gone through these emotions, and I would really appreciate if you guys would like to share of how you felt that your career path would change, or the vision that you had for yourself might not be the same now after the pandemic that happened.
Hi, so I had a question. I just wanted to ask that since you're a public figure and you've won so many competitions, and I just wanted to know why are you talking about mental health, and what brings you to that topic and how you connected with it?
Well, thank you so much for asking that question. So I would like to take you back to my high school, and I'm sure high school is not an easy time for anybody. So my peers used to really bully me about the way that I looked. I used to be really skinny and I had curly hair. So they made really fun names, and they would talk behind my back, and I would get to know about it a day or later. And anybody who comments on your experience, and when you're at that stage in your life, even now, whenever you hear something really bad about your experience, it gets to you. And at that time, it did get to me. It really lowered my self-esteem. And then I started educating myself on mental health and how deeply small things can impact you. I mean, if you see it, it was a small thing. Somebody had just commented on the way I look. Now you would sit there and think that, how does it matter? You could have just, looked over it, not cared about it. But when I started educating myself about all these things, it brought me to a conclusion that there were a lot of insecurities within myself that I had to deal first. And that from there on, I learned to deal with my own anxiety, whatever troubles that I was facing, growing from that version of myself to coming here, that I'm talking about my story, and this is why I want to help all of you out there.
So we don't have an expiration date to whatever is going on. Obviously medical science has done a lot, but still there's this feeling that things will never go back to the way it was. And honestly, personally, it has been challenging to deal with that, because obviously there's a fear whenever we step out of our home, that even for essential things. So how do we deal with that kind of anxiety, nervousness, that okay, if every time I'm stepping out I have a fear of infecting my parents, grandparents, stuff like that. So what do you suggest?
Certain things are within my control. So this is something that even school students learn. So essentially what you do is you draw a big circle, and within that you draw a smaller circle. So what's happening inside the circle are the things that you can control. Write it down. Write down things that you can control. What are those? My thoughts, my actions, the fact that I wear double mask, or whatever.
Sanitize myself.
I sanitize myself. After getting back groceries, I make sure that everything is sanitized. I use a vegetable cleaner and everything to clean that. I take a shower the moment I come back from outside. I plan my trips in such a way that I don't have to keep stepping out every day. I probably go just once a week, and most of the things I can call in at home. There's Amazon, there's Big Basket, there's so many things. Similarly, I have to think about the things that are beyond my control. When will this event end? Will it rain today? Is it in my control? So what is the point in engaging or giving energy to something that is not in my control? That drains me. That sucks me dry. That makes me feel so tired and restless, and that creates more anxiety within me.
Thank you so much, Pritha, for doing this. I really, really appreciate you taking time out.
Thank you so much, Aavriti, for doing this. In India, mental health is such a big taboo, and the fact that you are a celebrity and you are a public figure, you are talking about mental health on a public forum makes all the difference to professionals like us, because we're working very hard to make sure that people open up, because India has the third highest rate of suicide in the whole world. So you doing this makes all the difference, and the fact that you guys came here, showed interest in the topic of mental health means the world, because that shows that our generation is the one that's going to bring the transformation.
It's going to break the cycle.
Mental health and break the cycle. So thank you everybody, and thank you, Aavriti.